Hey, everybody. How are you doing? All right. We welcome to Work in Progress, your favorite fucking podcast in the whole goddamn world. Let's do introductions. You know
my favorite.
On my left, we start with
Andrew.
And Brandon's here today.
Hey, he is here today.
And Mitch.
And I'm Jake, as always. Brandon, we haven't had you for like 2 weeks now, maybe 3.
2 weeks. Did I show up the one before?
Yeah, you didn't show up to the. You didn't show up to the one because
the one beforehand.
No. You didn't show up to last week because you got home and you were like, "Fuck, I'm tired."
That's
and
right.
the week before that, you didn't show up because was it just like you didn't have time? I think.
I was probably being a little bitch.
Yeah, you're probably being a little bitch. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right though. You, I have addressed many times that you can't. You know, it's hard to remove the tampon. So
it gets stuck sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It's just like the blood
and
just.
And I think I can't come out tonight.
Good lord, no,
I'm
that's
stuck. I'm stuck.
This is the one that gets awards.
This is
Little
a breakout
tampon
one.
jokes. Yeah, exactly.
Puts us
As
on
soon
the
as
map.
they heard the tampon jokes, they knew we were
Yeah,
solid
exactly.
gold.
So I'm gonna get this out real quick
is
in
the
the
winner.
very beginning that I've been censored this night. Previous to this, Andrew asked me to censor something that I will not talk about. I won't even address what it's about.
We're talking about it now.
He just wants to point out
But
that
I
he
should
has
point
been
out
censored.
that I have been censored and I feel wrong
So
because of it.
if at some point you hear Sparky just stop in the middle of a train of thought, it's probably because of that. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, the government documents, so you got the black lines. on
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
right? There's like
Hopefully-
and the every now and again.
I plan to keep a list of the things that I can't say, so that if I ever get clearance to say them, it's going to be literally an hour and a half of me just reading off these jokes.
I have requested that everyone at the table not mention a particular subject today. It may come back around later. It may never come back around. You at home get to be a part of this mystery.
You do.
Great. This is going to get them to listen.
Yeah, they'll be like,
They're
"What is it?"
See, it works on 2 levels. A, it keeps some privacy in my life, but also I get to bring people back because they're really, really curious about whatever the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah.
It should also be noted that as of the past few days, Rock Relapse has surpassed Work in Progress in Facebook likes.
Oh shit.
God
Yeah,
fucking
It's because I actually sat down and sank some money into the damn thing.
Oh,
I
right.
paid for some Facebook advertising. Just 5 days of it at $5 a day. So I spent $25 this week to get Facebook to stick one of their little ads on the screen of people that might be interested in my Have website. similar tastes.
I saw one earlier, in fact.
Yeah, and I've gotten about 54 likes in 2 days.
That's awesome.
It's more money than I've spent on this
I'm
thing.
well on my way
I've
to
spent
100
$11.
likes on it. And I'm actually, that's not the only news coming out of Rock Relapse games.
Oh, yes.
Rocktober came and went with not but a hiccup.
Good. I had a few
Did you have a
hiccups.
special thingy for Halloween? I posted 3 reviews in 1 day.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
So it was a marvelous event. There are tons and tons of reviews on my blog from Rocktober. Thanks to Rocktober and getting me
Bless you,
motivated.
Rocktober.
And in
And all the things you bring.
coming weeks, I'm going to start dabbling with more than just reviews. I've already started doing it on Facebook. I spent about an hour and a half on Facebook a couple of nights ago, literally searching for bands and liking them from the Rock Relapse page.
Stop.
So that my Rock Relapse newsfeed is just bands and bands and
Are you
bands.
going to tell them what? What
Yeah.
happened?
So the idea being that I can start sharing news from the Rock Relapse page. If I see a band post something like, "Hey, here's our new video," I like share it to the Rock Relapse page, and I'm like, "Hey, check out." Yada yada.
Send that shit off to.
Yeah, this great band called Our Last Night just started streaming their brand new EP today, and I posted that. I'm like, "Hey, check this out! It's fucking fantastic."
Spreading the word.
So I'm getting news on the Facebook page because I want people to start following me on Facebook for it, and probably soon I'm going to start moving some of the news over onto the actual blog.
Nice.
It's not just going to be just reviews anymore. I'm probably going to throw some news on there, and maybe even like opinion pieces here
Well,
again, not just blogs.
editorials.
Yeah.
So aren't they all opinions?
Well, reviews and editorials kind of there's a line there.
There is. They're actually
but,
different.
My night a couple of nights ago when I was liking all of these bands, I had to stop at S. I had liked Stained. Like I was just going alphabetically through my likes. All these bands. I had liked Stained, and the like went through, and then Facebook popped up a little message that's like, "It looks like you're using one of our features for something you're not supposed to be using it for. Please slow down, or we'll stop you from doing it." I'm like,
Whoa.
They probably assumed you were
Oh
like,
shit, Facebook.
like a bot.
yeah, I thought it was like some bot because I've liked like fucking 100 pages in the last hour.
As opposed
and
to
it's
the
like,
100
you need to
pages.
slow the fuck down because you're doing something wrong. And I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not.
Gotta like addiction,
But
man.
I still didn't do. I didn't finished for like 2 days. I left it alone, and I came back 2 days later and liked the rest of the bands that I needed to.
Great.
But I did not know that such procedures were in place. It was kind of alarming.
So
to me
what
for a
happened then?
second.
Did it give you take you to a new page, or did it send you a message?
No, like
being
it just had a pop-up
We're the
message
lords
that
of
said that,
Facebook.
and then it just dropped me right back at the page where I was. So I could have gone back and started like.
It was a warning shot.
I didn't
like,
want to.
right over the bow.
I did not want to look for bands. I was scared.
Is there like a webcam feed of just like a bunch of people in a Facebook office staring at him going, "Stop that shit."
Stop this man.
We've been watching you
I mean,
recently.
like, someone at Facebook HQ is just like watching me like on this page. They're like, "Get him."
Red flag. Red flag. Just like, all
Hey
right,
Richardson, look at this.
there's like a limit
What's
you have
that
to
fucking
hit.
kid doing?
It's like 50 likes in like under a half an hour, and it's a red flag. Like, already hit it, get him.
He's a monster.
I just really want to see them call up the higher ups and be like, put him on the list.
I wish I'd thought about it for half a second and thought to screenshot it because I feel like I need
That
to
sounds
share
really
this,
cool.
information with the world, but
You scared
came and
Facebook.
went, But yeah, Facebook was bugging out on me. It was not having it.
Facebook intervention.
But that's
amazing.
basically all coming out of my camp. But that's a lot of stuff. I mean,
That's
awesome.
quite a bit.
That's
I mean, you got
Rock
Rock Relapse going. Rocktober's over. You still go strong. You censored me, and we're good.
I'm on a roll. It's all coming to
He's growing in power with every passing
Exactly.
moment.
Been a good week.
Or you know what? This will be my podcast.
It will just be me.
Actually, in a couple weeks, it probably will be your podcast.
Right.
At least for there's gonna be
What's that?
because of the new job I have. There's gonna be a couple episodes where, or maybe like 4 episodes where I'm not gonna be able to be here, so I'm probably gonna have Tess, Cody, maybe Canton, Lava fill in
Okay.
for me, and it's very temporary. It's whatever, and you guys do whatever fucking want with it.
And it will be my show.
And it will be Andrew's show, or so he thinks. Finally, I'll probably give the reins to like Mitch or maybe
my basement.
Ian.
It's my
Or
basement.
if it's Cody, I might be like, Cody, let's see what you can do. Lead the show, buddy.
You can try and stop me. I'll do whatever I have to.
You would just like get real close to the mic and just talk into it so your voice drowns out
This is
everyone
my
else.
world.
Every time somebody goes to say something, loud noises.
That reminds me of something.
Funny joke.
Oh, it's so funny.
Let's talk about me.
So, Brandon, we haven't had you for 2 weeks probably at least, which is roughly equivalent to about 4 episodes. So,
been a while.
How's it
I
going in the world? Though?
really hope that you have something
Outside.
to talk about.
I have stuff to talk about, don't I?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you don't, it's fine. But
No, I got a couple.
He spent the
things.
last 2 weeks. He's like, all right.
all right, I got this list. I'm good. Shit.
He's got like a legal pad. He's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't go by last week, because he's like, I don't have anything to talk about.
Exactly.
Sparky's gonna rip
It
me
was
out.
less like, I don't want to get up, I'm tired, and more like, shit, what am I going to talk about?
I
I'll
just
have to
want
censor him on everything.
Just dropping the N word every 5 seconds.
I mean, last time I
God.
worked from like 6 to 9:30.
Yeah, he had a
6
rough
a.m.
day that day.
And then I had to get
That
up at 6.
sucks.
I had to be to
Because-
work again at 6 in the morning. I didn't want to show up for our drinking quest.
And
I
I
didn't want to
should-
go to the drinking quest.
It should be noted that though I give him shit about his tampons, he had to work so much because I very abruptly quit my job because I fucking hated that
Oh,
place.
you dropped it like a
No,
bad
Yeah,
news.
I literally, like, one day I was like, I'm not going in. And then he texted me and he's like, you're not coming in again, are you? And I was like, nope.
Never, you were like, never again.
Never again.
That very same day, Ryan quit too.
Oh, shit.
Seriously?
Oh, shit.
That very same day.
He came in, he's like, wait, Sparky's not coming?
I am the Pied
taking
Piper.
off.
You're lucky you ever showed up again. I would have disowned your ass.
I mean, whatever.
Oh, man.
Brandon probably got a fucking fat paycheck from that.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking book. They let you go over 40, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I went over 40.
It's fucking 60 hours a week. It's fucking
40's way back. in the-
There
It's
was
in
another
the
job I
fucking
was
rear
doing,
view.
so you know,
That's
it's gonna be
really
great.
weird.
It's gonna be great.
So I know you were at one point. You said you were working on your game.
I am working on the game, and I was getting networking going a couple of days ago. I finally figured out what the hell I was doing wrong with that.
What were you doing?
Getting
What's
wrong
your
with the networking or the game?
So like the multiplayer.
Setting it up, I was experimenting with how I should do it.
Okay.
Now I got it to work.
So does it like you have like the whole game laid out now, and then you have multiplayer as an aspect? Or
Yeah,
is
the
it-
way I was doing it, I was adding it to a game, which, as you can imagine, is a silly idea.
Wait, like so instead of integrating it in, you were like, here's the single player game and all this shit, and then also the multiplayer game.
Then I was like injecting it into the game. Like, we'll put it here and here and here, and I'll wire it together pretty much.
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
That didn't work out.
Well, I realized what I was doing wrong.
Oh.
I like walk through the code and figure out
What in layman's
Okay,
terms,
what
what
it
would
was
you-
doing.
To a simple folk.
Yeah.
Because I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
plebes.
Yeah.
You had a server.
I'm not a plebe.
What's up, God?
What's a plebe?
To put it quickly, you had a server who was player 1, and you had clients who joined. And for some reason, when the server pressed a button, it acted like the clients were pressing the button too. I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Basically, I put a 0 in somewhere where I shouldn't have put a 0.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Those rogue zeros.
Those were zeros.
The monsters.
Yeah.
That is apparently like a huge fucking thing
That's what
in coding. Like
kills
I
me
saw
about programming. Like, as
You really-
interesting as it is, the things you can create, like the fucking.
You
process
make
of
one
making,
fucking
one
typo.
mistake. And you can
Pear,
fuck
for
up.
example, I saw on his. I guess he spent because he has a big boy job now. He programs for a real company and shit.
Right.
He
I love
I guess,
how everyone we talk about not on this show has a big boy job. Which
I mean that's fair.
really puts
Think
into
there's something
perspective
deep
all
here.
of us.
What
at
does
this
that say?
table.
Listen,
Yeah.
when I'm making fat stacks off of dicking around with my friends, they can eat me. I don't give a shit. But he posted like on Facebook something about how he had spent like 3 days looking through thousands of lines of code trying to find why it was sending back like an error report,
Right.
and it was like a typo in
Oh
like
my
one
God.
spot.
It's always something.
It's always a
stupid.
fucking
It's
typo.
always something stupid. It's
Yeah.
always human error.
your
usually.
fucking B key sticks or something.
Yeah.
Put
Pretty
2
much.
letters in there, was not.
But yeah, networking works, and I'm just at the final stage of making it work. I'm like, maybe, one power through tonight and just getting it working. For networking, I mean, the single player works fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, there's arcade mode and there's LAN mode.
Okay.
Arcade, everyone's on the same computer. You have joysticks or whatever the hell. It's like an arcade setup.
Right.
LAN mode's everyone's connected on a small LAN.
Yeah. And like in a local.
Yeah, local.
Sort of, rather than like over the internet, you're all like literally.
To make it super easy,
in the same room.
I didn't compensate for ping issues because
Yeah.
that's a nightmare.
Is it?
Sure,
Will that like?
Big companies have issues as lag.
Wouldn't that
Oh, I
be?
see.
Wouldn't that be something that would like fuck you up though? Like if you don't compensate for the lag, then.
Thankfully, the way I have it set up, it's a lockstep, so it will not. The game won't proceed until everyone has messaged the server. It works to how the old Doom game used to work. If anyone's listening, knows what Doom is.
So
works like that.
it won't work until everyone
Has reported
has
in their
contact, like until everyone's computer has been like, bro, I'm right here to the server computer, and the server is responding like, all right, I get it, you're here,
I
let's
understand
do
that you're
this. All right,
Because they're so
High
close
five.
together, though, the lag is basically non-existent. It's like maybe 1 millisecond.
Oh, okay.
lag.
So it's negligible.
It's negligible.
Okay.
When you're local like that.
Right.
fair enough.
What it literally does is the server waits and the clients go, okay, here's what I did. Here's what I did. The server collects it.
I
and goes,
moved 5 feet this way.
yeah, and the server goes, okay, I got everybody's input. Okay, here's what everybody did. Then it waits again. And everybody does their own calculations on these.
Yeah, their own computers too.
Everybody does their own computations. Everyone's running the same simulation, which is also a bitch.
So basically, what you're saying is that everyone's
It's like an old-
own
it's like an RTS
computer
game.
is like their own accountant, and then the server is just a fact checker.
pretty much.
He goes over everything and is like, "All right, there's no typos here. You're good."
Pretty much.
All right. Well, it's coming along. Do you have an expected date of release yet? Or?
Possibly, do you need beta testers?
Yeah, because Mitch and I are here. we love My Little Pony.
As we smile,
I have a fucking wait. That's a story for after he's done. Go ahead.
I'm going to be super ambitious and just say I'm going to finish it tomorrow.
Awesome.
That's not true, is it?
It's totally going to be
Is
true.
it?
Nice.
And-
I really want to finish it before I go to the convention this weekend.
oh, that's this weekend.
It's this weekend.
Is
yeah.
it? And where is that? Is that in Las Vegas again?
It's
or-
in Dallas right now.
What
It's-
convention?
You can tell it. It's your story.
It's My Little Pony convention. It's
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
what I read about
this
this.
one's called Nightmare Nights.
I thought it was
Nightmare Nights?
the Game Jam convention.
No, that was in Vegas.
Oh, and you
the
just
Vegas
didn't go
one.
to it?
No, because it was in Vegas. And I didn't.
I mean, I fucking didn't go to
I
Vegas.
fucking go to Vegas. I had work that week.
That's fair. That's fair. So this will be what the second or third one you've gone
This
to.
will be the second one I've gone to.
Okay.
But I sent in like a program for that one in Vegas though.
The game
Yeah,
jam.
so, yes, people
The indie
people
game
were allowed
jam.
to play. I made a game in 48 hours.
awesome.
Yeah, he
I
did.
sent it in.
That's awesome.
It was like
Yeah,
the
I've
old
heard
Joust
that.
game. It's like one-on-one with like an AI, and you have to kill the other guy. And you have 3 ponies you have to beat. So
Oh,
they're
nice.
Vegas side. They're
Three
like flying around the
ponies.
string with their lances.
Very cool.
There's a running
Cool.
theme here.
You might as well just
The
like send a
convention.
letter to Hasbro being like, guys, will you just let me make My Little Pony games for you? Come on.
That was a pretty big thing. There was like 6 other people who submitted stuff for that game jam. It was fun.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I want to finish it before the convention. When that's I have to leave Thursday morning, so
I know
finishing it.
you.
It's gonna be cool, man.
I know you live with the rest of the cohorts from Melted Lard.
I do.
Are you guys doing anything with that yet, or
Unfortunately, they are solid lard right now.
motherfuckers?
Someone needs to light that fire, I guess.
It should be you. It should be
Solid
you,
lard.
I
Brandon.
forgot about that.
In their defense, they are going to wait for me to finish my game so they can help me do the content.
That sounds
That's
a
cool.
whole lot like some excuses.
That is a total excuse.
Brandon, bring them here, and I will light a finder.
A finder right
a
under
fire
their ass.
A fire under their ass.
There it is.
Make them do things.
We will light a literal fire.
Yeah, I will literally. They'll sit in the chair, and I will go over and I will put a lighter under their asshole.
Andrew will be like distracting him, like
Yeah,
dancing.
look over here.
Look at me.
Guys, I have a great story to tell.
Keep looking.
This is my podcast.
I mean, a couple weeks ago they
Sparky's
were.
not here.
It's free reign. Choose.
A couple weeks ago they were.
Wow.
See, now I've set a precedent. If you guys don't like talk about juice for a whole episode while I'm gone,
That
You're
in
gonna
the
fail
business is what we
Yeah.
call a callback.
I think other people call it another thing.
it's racism.
Anti-Semitism.
Jew
Mitch-
isn't a race.
Not a race.
It's considered a race.
No, it's not.
No,
Yes, it is.
no,
Is
no,
it?
It's not,
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
a race.
It's not. It's okay. So it's just like a.
No, it'd be like
anti-Semitic-
it'd be like saying, well, no, that wouldn't work either.
What am I talking
What
about?
were you gonna say?
I was gonna
culture.
say like you wouldn't
Say it's a
call
culture.
an American like a race. That's not a thing.
Right.
That's not the same kind of.
Sounds a whole lot like some traitor speak coming from you.
Wait, like someone who's
High
raised-
treason. No,
They're
like
usually genetically
Goddamn it.
are related, right? And that's kind of
What's that?
They're usually all genetically related, right? Like
No,
loosely,
no. I
aren't
mean, if you are part of like the faith, you're
yeah,
technically.
it's a religion.
they? Yeah,
It's a
yeah, that
religion.
too, though. But yeah,
Judaism. So.
yeah, there's also though.
I mean,
Jews.
in theory, it-
also Jews. Says it so
Okay,
delicately.
anyway, from-
Yeah,
anyway,
let's
from
get
that.
over. Mitch, I know you had something you wanted to plug about it like
That's
4 days ago. You mentioned to me the first episode of Shadowbound.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that. The horror series that I've been working on is it's done shooting. Episode 1 has been released. Came released around like 2 a.m. on Halloween. It looks awesome. I'm gonna be posting a lot about it on the page. I'm gonna be posting it on mine. It turned out really good. This is the silent horror film web series.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've been gone for a while.
Oh, that's okay. We've been in works in it for a couple months now, but we finally got to see episode 1, and a bunch of people got to go see episode 2. I was doing stuff, so I didn't. But that means I have to wait an extra week. Oh darn!
Damn.
But it's absolutely free. Although if you want to donate, we'd love stuff because you get behind the scenes trivia and fun stuff. It looks really, really cool. I know once episode 5 comes out officially, we're going to start sending it to like a whole bunch of festivals.
Contests and shit.
Episode 1 is the only one out publicly right now. It looks so awesome.
So are you gonna like
excited.
have all 5 episodes collectively put together so that it runs like a movie, or is it gonna be?
I'm just told it's going to like kind of like Andrew's fancy copy of The Dark Knight Returns. I think it's just going to run seamlessly from episode to episode. Like
Okay.
we're not going to have a last time on shit. You know, we're not going to do that.
It's not gonna be like Alan Wake or
Right.
do that.
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
do
I've always wanted to. When I was in high school and I discovered I love doing voices, I always wanted to be on some TV show, so I'd always be the like last time, and I always wanted to just whatever show I was on, so I could always end it like this: next time, shit hits the fan on.
We should do that on here. Just be like, last time on Work in Progress.
Then you go over the minutes.
And then I'm like,
Even though there's so little continuity, but
That's the same time every time. But we change it up. Last time, Jews. Episode 2,
Kool-Aid.
Jews.
It really seems to be that anytime we make a callback, it's usually me making a callback to the fact that
It is.
in the first episode we talked about Jews.
And a
The
positive
light.
well, we actually did 2
Pilot.
callbacks today because we did the plebe thing.
Yeah.
This is a real flashback episode we got going.
Continuity.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it's really special.
I love it.
It's really special.
So wait, I have a quick question.
Oh,
Why
target.
is there this index card that says Love Master?
No,
I think it says Lore Master.
it's lore, man.
Bro,
No. It says Love Master.
No, wait. We
My
just spent
R's.
2 hours watching V for Vendetta, and you don't know what a V looks like by now?
It's all like I mean,
My
that could
R's are
be a
very
V-ish.
pointy.
My
I
R's
wrote
are
that.
pointy.
My R's are kind of pointy. I'm sorry.
So
It's like a V
Lore
on its
master.
side.
It's
Okay.
I don't know what
We've
Lore
been
Master's
talking
from.
about
The
it for
other
a
side
while.
of that is from when we did the Drinking Quest episode.
Oh, and you got the tally on there. How did that go?
That's the number of
I
deaths.
died a lot.
Yeah,
but he admitted to having a
most.
great deal of fun.
Yeah.
So
It was a lot of fun to
I
spend.
had a lot of sexy fun.
he did.
Yeah.
He played the only female character, and he kept pulling the cards that had to do like sexual prowess checks,
Which is a score.
which is what he had the most
Get
of.
some nookie.
Yeah.
There-
At one point, there
in
was.
between dying every 5 seconds.
I think at one point there was like a hot
Dying.
lesbian makeout session.
I was
or
like,
something.
getting laid, dying, being resurrected, getting laid, dying, being resurrected, getting laid.
It's really a pretty nice life if you think about it.
Very, very full
I lived
week.
brief but fruitful existences.
Exactly.
Get reincarnated, you do it, you die, and then you go.
I mean, that's all I do
Yeah.
essentially. If
So-
dying is in place for sleep.
So what's the
And the drinking games. With
What-
drinking
Wake
games.
up, sex, go to sleep.
what's the future of the Drinking Quest thing? Is it?
Right now, it's still tentative. We didn't do it this week because I'm a fucking idiot and he's busy.
Which one of those is more to blame?
Me. Let's be real. But I'm not like offending him or anything. I don't think so. It's more just it's a planning matter, and it's because I'm a shitty personal assistant to myself, which is why the past fucking 4 weeks episodes haven't gone up till like Saturday or Sunday. Or,
Whatever.
I need a fucking assistant.
That's
to
not our
fucking do
fault.
this.
That's all.
No, it's all me.
me.
I will totally own up to that. Yeah, that's all me, and I blame the fact that I don't have an excuse. Fucking, I'm lazy. I'm trying to be better though. I swear. But yeah, that'll be
the interview or like.
it's still happening. It's still happening. It's just a matter of when.
Okay.
And I'll probably hold off on the like last time it was a fluke. Last time where it didn't happen, it was literally just like something came up, he had to change,
Right.
and it was fine. Next time I'll probably not mention it in the podcast, and then like post something like 3 or 4 days beforehand on the page, be like, "This
is
week
happening."
on Work in Progress."
It's fun to say that in
Next.
It is. It really is.
Work
Next
in
time.
progress.
Work on progress.
Work on progress.
I like the word.
We're going to work on the progress.
Don't even
Are
know
you
the
guys
name
gonna
of the
play
fucking
that?
show you're on.
I mean,
I just come here and speak in a
they
basement.
do have they do have Drinking Quest 2 and Drinking Quest 3 in development for the
phone.
mobile devices, not just phones. It's also like tablets.
Oh,
stuff
cool,
like
okay.
that.
Like Android.
It's
and-
Androids, not iOS. I don't think yet, but they
Okay.
are working on iOS ones.
Sure.
But
No
they're
thanks.
like $9 in Canadian money, and it's like $11 in American money. It's some shit like that. I don't know.
Pretty sure
But-
the exchange rate is actually really close right now.
Yeah, it's
almost
really- it's
1-1
really
now.
close.
I remember
Yeah.
when the Canadian dollar was like, "Oh, I mock Canada's money."
Oh, and now the
And
American
now
dollar's
it's
dropped
like,
so
oh,
far.
Well, okay, I mock ourselves at this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's
We're gonna get a physical copy of that at some point.
When,
What'd you say?
when
We're
I
gonna get a
went,
physical copy.
when he sends out review copies, we're getting another one.
Okay.
We might not now since we've already played the first one.
I mean, at this point,
But,
we
you
might as
know.
well just wait for the physical copy.
Yeah,
to show
exactly.
until we do the
Cause,
Oh, yeah.
Because they do have a few left of each of the games right now, but plus shipping, it's like $18 a game,
Oh.
and I don't have money to get them right now.
You got the phone app. The phone app's great.
But I would love to have them just to like have them like for
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
enjoyment
Holy shit,
because
man.
they're.
I
was
always
fun.
need an excuse to drink.
we can
Yeah,
just,
you're still in that
We'll have a
phase of
second
your
The
life.
bottle says otherwise.
we'll have a
You're
second series running, Work in Progress and Drinking Quest.
Exactly.
I'd be
Yeah.
fine with that, honestly.
It's really a fun game. Like next
and
time, next time you guys are free, we can totally sit down and do it again because I had a really fun time.
Yeah.
Like there's not any sort of like new cards that are shuffled in every time you play. It's always the same cards, but they're in different orders and you have different. Like,
and you're
people-
different people playing.
yeah, and it's really fun though.
And
Come
you
to
drink
think
something
of it,
different every
Yeah,
time.
and you don't even have to drink when you're. The only time you really drink is when someone else makes
This
you
time
drink
we all
or when
need
you die.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
so-
this time, next time I play with anybody,
You're
I'll
not
make sure
playing with
fucking
us.
everybody's drinking, and I'm not drinking craft beer. I'm drinking like fucking Miller
Yeah.
Like-
or some shit out of a
Oh, wow.
can because I was a fucking mess.
Come
I'm not
to it.
posting that, by the way.
And an offshoot series of us just playing board games and getting drunk in general would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Seems
I'm
good.
glad.
While we're just spinning,
We need more
while
board
we're just
games,
spinning
though.
the idea wheel on the air.
I know
we
you
also
yeah.
have.
Don't you really
We
like
used to do
Ticket
that
to
a lot
Ride?
at his place, yeah.
Ticket to Ride's rad.
So get Ticket to Ride.
We
We'll
can
play
get Ticket to Ride. We've got like the DC deck building game, Penny Arcade,
Yeah.
Settlers.
That might also
Blood
though
Bowl.
be better to do as like a video.
yeah, I
podcast.
mean,
because
But
with
then
board
we're
games, a lot of
practically
time.
doing that Will Wheaton series.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's us getting drunk.
Except we're drinking and we're not famous.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, ultimately,
Isn't that the best difference we
better?
could have?
I like to look
Really?
at that as like how I live my life, though. I'm drinking, but I'm not famous.
See, that's
So,
how we
you know.
compensate for not being famous. Is we know you don't care who we are, so we're gonna get drunk to pay it.
We're
off.
going to get drunk to amuse
Also,
you.
a lot of the times when it like the Will Wheaton show, it's I don't fucking remember what it's called. It's really good though. But it's anyway. They do a lot of games
Yeah,
that
tabletop.
Tabletop.
they do a lot of games that
Yeah.
they're like big name games or they're games that you may not have played.
Right.
And for us, it would less be about the game and more about the content.
The availability.
I have a great idea for
These
a
are
game.
all of the games we can
Oh,
afford.
I got a
Brandon
good
has a
idea
good
for a
idea for a game. What is it?
Okay, we'll do snakes and ladders. If you slide down the if you go down, if you,
Candyland.
You're
Candyland.
taking shots of ladders.
Yeah, shots and ladders. Yeah.
Every time you go down the chute, you drink.
Exactly.
okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And were
we
you
have
there
not
when we
shots.
played? Were you there
Yes,
when
I
we played
know.
Candyland?
No.
I'm taking over for a second.
And then,
Go ahead.
Fuck you! It's my podcast. now.
it's my podcast. We post the board so they can follow along.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
There you go. See?
My old roommate Drew's mother made Candyland a drinking game. She assigned each color a number of shots, or like not shots or drinks, and so it got really bad whenever you pulled like double.
Well, yeah.
Because it'd be like double purple, do 12 drinks right off there. We were like, what?
Now,
do
are we
one
talking
drink.
like you sip your drink or
Like,
line
get
up
a
the
good-
shots? Like
Well, we didn't play with
A
shots.
good
We played
handful.
with like a
Okay.
couple 30 packs of Keystone, and we got through all of them.
no, wait. This is giving me an idea. See,
Now hold on. There's one
Okay, go on.
bad
go on.
rule.
Go on.
Whenever you get one of those character cards, you start back over. So there was this great moment where it was all of us trying to play, and all we had like to go off of was his mom's rules. And then he
This
called.
was his mom's rule.
Yes, this is his mom's rule. So at the end of it, after like 3 hours, by this point we're like, like just crying on the ground. He
Right.
picked up. He's like, Bob, yeah. And she's like, we beat Candyland. She goes, what? I thought that was impossible. And we all went, what?
I'm sorry.
You're supposed to die before you,
You should be
finish.
dead. You were never supposed to
Go to the
survive.
hospital.
The plan has failed.
We like see her in like a chair in the dark, being like hanging up, going, damn. Calls up Facebook, put them on the list.
Call the board. They survived.
They know too much.
No, but we should do the board game, but then develop our own
Drinking rules.
Yeah,
I'd be
to
fine
go
with that.
along with it.
That's good.
Well, I mean, we'd have to for games like the
Monopoly.
DC.
Oh, yeah,
Settlers or whatever.
Because there's
Keep
no
those.
like obvious.
I still love your
gaming
settlers
for that.
rule. I was listening to a podcast where didn't you say you?
Yes, that was the
learned
first
Catan?
time I played
And you were like,
Settlers.
I'm out of sheep. Drink.
Yeah, I don't remember what the rules were. I just kind of rolled in their cards, and it was like, oh, you should drink now. I'm like, okay. You're right.
They're just bullshitting with you.
Yeah. It's like, let's see.
You warning and take a drink.
What is that, a 7? Oh, it's bad news.
Maybe it's like every time the dice roll and you don't collect a resource, you drink.
That'd be cool.
maybe.
Fuck that. There's gonna
That'd
be
be cool, I
one
like that.
motherfucker in the group who's just shit faced.
Like he was made the wrong choices.
Think about it. How
Every
many
time
times
it's a
have you
7, it's a
been-
social.
No, like every time.
Think about it.
Think about how many times you've been playing
Every time you
Settlers
move the thief.
where
Yeah, exactly.
someone has rolled something like 10 times in a row and you got no resources.
Yeah.
And you were just like fucking boned. And
But
you're like,
then
I
you
can't
have
I'm
do
saying
anything.
do a shot. I'm saying take a drink.
Yeah.
You can handle that.
Mm,
All you gotta do is not
You
be a
just
little
did.
bitch at Settlers.
What else? would we
not
have?
be a little
Settlers.
bitch in Settlers.
We got
Munchkin.
Munchkin, of course.
Blood Bowl, I think, at your place.
We
Blood
will
Bowl.
have Drinking Quest at one point, but you drink in that game.
Cards
already.
Against Humanity.
So,
Oh,
How would you do?
Same way you would do like apples to apples.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
plenty of apples to apples drinking
Really?
variations.
it's who the person you vote on
Who's the
wins
best
who
and who's
loses.
the worst, and the worst has to be.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
it's literally like the simplest drinking game ever.
That is
Just
pretty-
don't be the
simple
worst
goals.
is the goal here.
No, I think I remember.
Well, see, and there's motivation to that because then it inspires you. You're not supposed to throw out throwaways, you know,
Yeah.
unless you want to
Right.
drink. But like one of the big problems with apples and Cards Against Humanity is like if you don't have a good card, you're just like, well, I don't know how to use this one, so I'll throw it out there. And then you
Get
get a
rid
lame
of it.
answer. You're like reading this, it's like, oh come on, guys, at least try. You know,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this shit? So this way,
Punish
it's
him
like
with alcohol.
this is fucking horrible. Drink. You know, punish
You're
them.
terrible.
That would be good. And then
You could always like up the stakes too.
I
be,
guess
like
we
the
have
worst two. or
Carcassonne, but I
something.
don't know what the fuck you do.
I'd have to look at Carcassonne,
That one's
but I
always-
bet we could figure one out.
Kinda
Yeah.
tricky.
Because
It's just a
Carcassonne's
bunch of
really fun to
tiles.
play
It is
if
fun.
you're competitive. It's one of those games where like a person who's just like plays board games like Sorry.
We still need to get Dixon.
Monopoly.
They probably wouldn't like it a lot, but if you play like I don't want to say big boy board games because that implies like if you play
The more
board
nerdy
games that are
board
more
games.
complicated,
Right.
that game is actually really fun.
Kind of board games they sell at like metagame stuff.
Yeah, you can't find these games at like Walmart.
Right. Not gonna be in your family playtime aisle or whatever. Yeah, that's
Because humanity in the family playtime.
Carcassonne
If I
ruins
ask,
friendships.
if I ask a buddy, we could probably borrow the old school Pokemon board game.
He has that?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to
With
play that
Pogs?
game for like 12
You
years.
need
Yeah.
calm down.
No, man, that was a big deal with me
Literally,
too.
like, shot forward in his seat.
I'm
leaped
not
out of his chair.
exaggerating. I used to have that game
I
with
did
my
too.
grandparents, and we lost it. And for years and
You
years and
lost
years,
that
I've been wanting to play it again.
Yeah, he's got
I
it.
used to.
If I asked, he'd
I
probably
didn't
let
know
me
there
play
was just one Pokemon board.
Yeah, I had Pokemon
No,
Monopoly.
it's the definitive
pretty
one.
much the
It's the one
board
where you run around and catch all the Pokemon.
Yeah, you've got like the Pogs and yeah.
But they have Pogs in it?
Yeah.
I'm in. They have
Whoa,
Pogs.
Pogs.
Yeah, the
Let's do this.
Pokemon
Let's do
really
this.
come in like little disc tokens.
Top,
and
they're Pogs.
You throw them all face down across the board, and whenever you land on a space, you flip it over. That's the Pokemon you're fighting.
And every time you have to go, who's that?
Wait,
It's
seriously?
Pikachu.
No, you don't have to.
God
say
God
that.
damn it!
I say that just so I can go da da da.
No, it's
Dude,
totally
it's
honest, dude. I used to
it's
play it all
fun,
the time
man.
when I was a kid.
It
Yeah,
get
it's-
really annoying too.
Straight dope, man.
Yeah,
Straight dope.
if we can figure out how to do like, because again, I think it would work better as like a video thing, where
Probably.
like maybe the camera like over the board or like in a space where you can see the fucking
It'd
board.
be good to
is
see the
happening.
board. That'd be
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
somehow.
I'll just dangle my computer from the
That's
ceiling.
safe.
See if you
Well,
can
I
get that
like
one really
camcorder.
cool
We can
camera
use
you
that.
have.
Or we could get like a fucking.
That's a better idea.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you like to dangle your camera from the scene, your whatever.
Your
computer.
fucking
Move on.
computer.
I lost it.
We're done.
Oh,
And
man.
you're drunk, go home.
No,
He's not even drunk. That's
I
the
know,
worst
he's
part.
not
He hasn't had a
drinking.
drink.
He's
Words are tough.
quite true. I haven't had a drink since the fortuitous night.
The incident, the barcade incident.
By the way, not to sound like an advertisement, but these mini Starbursts, like, goddamn.
Thank you.
I just thought I'd drop that.
I
Andrew's
just thought
got
I'd
some.
drop
you.
that.
Andrew's got some mini Starbursts.
Thank you, Andrew. Oh my god.
They're like half the size. They're
Not
not
even
fucking
half. They're like
wrappers.
a third of the size.
Yeah, they're itty bitty.
Oh my god.
They're like chiclets.
It's like a dream come true.
But see, this is the same problem I have with like.
So, are you looking at like regular Starburst going, man, this looks good, but it's just too big?
If only I didn't have to unwrap every candy. Oh
No,
man.
this is the same problem I have with like Doritos Locos Tacos.
Oh god.
I can't taste a fucking difference in the regular Doritos Locos Tacos because it
That's
tastes
compared to what?
a normal taco.
Oh.
Like it just tastes the fucking same to me.
I thought I heard a rumor that they're
think
making
you're
a
broken.
Doritos chip that is Doritos Locos Tacos flavor.
Yeah,
That's-
they
that's
have
not-
that's
that's
the thing.
actually
They
true.
have what? It's
No,
it's
There's
just
a Doritos Locos Taco flavored Dorito.
because nothing is fair in this world. Anyway, so
goddamn
the
taco
point is,
flavor.
it's
So many layers.
to me
Fucking
these
taco
things they're
flavor.
just there's no point to them. It's just like a bunch of people sitting in a room jacking off, being like, "Ooh, what can we do next?" No one fucking gives a shit. You're making up irrelevant things that are like, give me something new.
No, see-
Tiny Starburst, I don't fucking care.
No,
I'll
see,
just get
these-
regular size Starburst.
These are great because you can binge eat them easier. It's like he says, you don't have to go and unwrap every single one.
Is it really that much of an inconvenience to
taken out-
unwrap a Starburst?
It's taking out
Somewhat.
the middleman.
It's-
I mean,
Yeah.
straight to your
It
mouth.
takes 4 seconds.
No.
That's
Sometimes
the
the paper gets stuck to the
three
candy.
more of these.
That's
There
4
was
seconds
less
I can
evidence of
spend
your
eating
guilt.
sugar. I
What'd you
mean.
say?
There's less evidence of your guilt. You don't like, oh god, I ate
You
like
have an
8 of
empty
these.
bag of Starburst.
No, he's right.
Yeah,
you
but-
eat the whole thing of Starburst,
Like,
and
And
there's
there's
I-
wrappers all over the
there's
floor.
like this Starburst
My God.
corpse left behind,
I'm such
like
a
the
fan.
wrapper, and there's like 1,000 other ones.
you
scattered
got
everywhere.
like a quilt of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh god, what have I done?
How am
I
I
hate
the
the
fattest
whole
person in this room talking down the fact that this is a dumb idea? I don't understand.
And they're shareable.
And they're
I think they're
shareable.
incredible.
Because you can't share a normal Starburst, apparently.
But see, this is share size.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you noticed that? Like the Skittles,
God.
and I guess Starburst does it now.
M&M's
where
been
they don't
doing
say
it.
king size anymore.
They're share size.
They're not
share
share
No,
size.
there
It's
is-
almost like if you buy one this big, you better be giving some of it to someone
There,
else.
there are still,
Don't eat it all, you fatty.
there are still king-size Twix, Paydays, and Reese's.
I see.
They exist, but I haven't seen like M&M's
Oh, that's
do it
right.
in a while. I haven't seen Hershey's do it in a while.
You're not.
All
you need to
the
go to a
teeny,
Sam's
teeny,
Club.
tiny
They're
candies.
all there.
I don't have the money to afford Sam's Club
I don't
memberships.
Fucking emperor size.
I would love to buy in bulk, but I
Colossal.
simply can't afford it.
Pope size.
Pope
Pope
size.
size.
Pope size. Yes.
It's the size of this table.
The size of a hat.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
his hat size.
Like the size of a pope.
No,
No, it's
if king size is a meal fit for a king, then Pope size is like, well, it's good enough for the leader
But
of the
they're all like
Catholic Church.
really skinny. I think
But
they
isn't
have like little
gluttony
wafers
like
and shit.
one of the 7 deadly sins? So wouldn't Pope-size things be super tiny?
Yeah, like
No, they're
pope
sharing
size
them.
is one of these, like one of these little candies.
One tiny
Oh,
star.
good. I've been waiting all day for this.
Yes.
I'm gonna love.
No
this
one can have
tiny
the milk
candy.
tea.
I don't
Just
know
eating
things
nibbles
like
at it.
this, but
I've been a good pope lately, and I will.
I'm gonna pull that pin and throw that grenade. Back. Here I go. I'm eating that one candy.
he
Risk
nibbles at it,
taker.
you know, like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
He savors
oh.
it. He savors all of it.
Oh.
Even like eats half of it.
That's not gum, right? You are supposed to swallow that.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Because it felt
What?
like gum in my mouth.
I mean, I ate a whole
Like,
bag
as I bit
yesterday,
it-
so God help me, I'd better be able to
Well,
swallow them.
it
It's
felt
not like
like a-
chiclets. Where
That's
it's
what
like,
it felt like, though, because it's shaped like one. It's a little bit wider.
Right.
So I was like chewing. I was like, "Am I supposed to swallow this? I think I might be supposed to swallow this. I'm gonna do it." And then I like immediately regretted it. I was like, "I don't think I was supposed to swallow that."
I love how this became a commercial for Storytime.
I hope
course.
you swallow because Andrew might have to go to the bathroom tonight and go, oh, Jake,
Oh no,
call the hospital.
Jake, get the pasta strainer, the pasta spoon. Wait, just scoop it out.
What is a
I didn't want to eat anymore.
There goes all our
Liar, you
reward.
can eat all
You
this.
li- that bag's gonna be empty by the end of this fucking podcast.
And if
Give
it
it
isn't,
5
I'm going to eat. But no, we were talking about chiclets and like, what the fuck is up? Because it's like a bunch of them. You only need so much gum in your mouth,
No, you need
but
all,
your
eat all the
instinct is
chiclets.
like, this all needs to go
I
on
love
my
how
mouth.
he was
Every last
so,
piece needs to go on
Yes.
my mouth.
so enraged
Yes.
about chiclets
I
that
am.
he couldn't finish the thought that was, "What is up with chiclets?" He couldn't even say the name.
What
He
is
just
up
had
with-
to
yeah.
continue his thought.
Do you remember when we were butt boys? And
Wait, what boys?
B-U-T. Do you remember
One tea.
when we were teenagers
Just
Secret
boys.
but
and
fun.
Not butt boys.
we bought all those Tic Tacs? And we put them
I
all into a bowl
do.
and we'd stay Tic Tacs all night?
That was when you guys like, I
Your
was
breath
moving
was
in.
so fresh.
I was
Tic
moving in
Tacs.
Liberty like the second time, and we took like a billion Tic Tacs, the white ones and the orange ones, because the orange ones are the best. And we threw them
Anyone
into
who says
a
different
bowl,
Like a
fucking
big
idiot.
metal
like a
bowl.
large bowl.
Wait, like a mixing bowl?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And throughout the night, it was
We were
this
just
Tic Tac
snacking on
night,
Tic Tacs.
and we had way too much sugar, but our breath, like
So fresh.
the freshest breath
Oh my
you
god.
ever
It
beheld.
was like this
Actually,
minty
one of the
citrus.
weirdest things I've ever
Was it like
done.
Yeah.
stunning people who were walking in the room?
You were
Hi.
so fresh.
I don't know why we
Wait.
had so many Tic Tacs.
I don't,
Did we purposely?
I don't
like,
remember what inspired it. There was like
No.
a reason we did it, but I don't remember what it
Did you
was.
find out like what a Skittle party was and like, screw that, let's do Tic Tacs?
They
I
thought
like
it was
Tic
like
Tacs way
actual
more.
Skittles.
Well, no, like you know what a Skittle party is.
Yeah, it's like drug.
Yeah, it's a stupid
Oh.
idea, but like
No,
If you
that's
fill a
fine.
bowl with Skittles and drugs and you just snack out of it, right? Sometimes you get
Minus
Skittles,
the
and then sometimes you get
is this a
drugs.
Skittle? Is this ecstasy? Who knows?
I'm hungry and it's time to find out. That sounds like a hell of a party, honestly.
Now that is share size. That is share right there.
Skittle parties are the best.
gauntlet size.
So
You want to piss
I
people off.
Andrew said something that reminded me.
Skittles,
Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
bag of Skittles, bag of M&Ms, one bowl. Mix them up.
See, I would
horrible.
hate that.
It's horrible.
You're a monster.
I would hate that. I'd spend the whole time being like,
told you.
no.
Is this
wrong,
an M&M or a
wrong,
Skittle?
no.
I don't know. And then you bite it expecting an M&M, and it's citrus goodness, and you're like,
I don't want fruit, I want chocolate.
There's something weird when you expect a certain taste. It's like when you fill your glass with something, and for some fucking reason you have a brain fart. You don't actually remember.
And you're like,
you
this
put
is
in there?
water. That's not water.
That's 7-Up. Whoa.
Did I tell you about the
And
time I
it's
tried iced tea for the first time?
No, I
Was it
didn't. You
recently?
did
No.
not.
I was like 18.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
You were okay. I was about to be like, what?
I was
You
like
live
5.
in Missouri.
I was like 5, and I think my mom just had a bunch of her friends over, and normally we had this Kool-Aid pitcher that was always the Kool-Aid pitcher.
The
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
And so
Meant
I
for
walked
Kool-Aid.
up to it, and I was
It had like the
oh!
stains, the dye stains.
Right. It was like
It did.
blood red on the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, great Kool-Aid!" Poured a giant glass, took a big swig, and went, "Whoa, this is not that bland." And then I just retreated away.
I imagine like a mouthful of sweet tea. Like,
It's like dribbling down his mouth as he talks.
he runs out to his mom and her friends like.
Mitch, what's wrong?
Timmy fell down a well.
So
I don't care for sweet tea.
I don't care. I love sweet tea. I will drink sweet tea until the day is done.
See, usually when people like sweet tea, like they will go, like you, they will go crazy.
Oh,
for
yeah.
it, like all day.
I will
every
say
day.
though that I can't drink like pre-made sweet tea.
You
like
wait.
like
in a
Arizona
bottle?
sweet tea. It tastes. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like that.
It's
I
weak
only
tea.
like homemade sweet tea. Like even if it's like Lipton or whatever, if it's in a pre-packaged container
Right.
that wasn't like cooked on a stove in a pot of boiling water and then steeped for 5 fucking hours in my home, then it tastes weird and I don't like it.
It doesn't have the right balance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not right.
Andrew said something that reminded me of a good game we should play. What is the weirdest thing you've ever done?
Is that a game?
Is that the
It's
name
a
of the
game.
game?
It's a game.
That's
It's
the
not
name of
just
the game.
conversation.
I
No.
think it's more of an icebreaker. It's right up there with like
Yeah, you just walk up to
when
somebody.
we
it's an icebreaker for
did the
people-
round table about like movies that make you cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But it's for people who already know each other.
You don't want to walk up to like this girl at a
And
bar.
I,
and you're like,
yeah.
what is the weirdest thing you've ever done?
Please don't. That's a
And
terrible.
she goes
idea.
talking
And
to you.
to give you guys, to give you guys
And you're
some
like,
time to
"What's the
think,
and then you're like, high five.
to give you guys some time to think, I have one in the chamber.
Release it.
I'm gonna do it.
Should we-
It was when I was in.
I need to take a step
I
back.
think it was first grade. I lived in a town called St. Peter's, and or was it? Yeah, it was St. Peter's. And I had like one fucking friend in this town because I was little, and it was at the point where I was like friends with everybody because everybody's friends with everybody,
Right.
but not like good friends.
Right.
But I had one good
You know
friend, and he
everyone.
lived next to me. He was really weird. His name was Vince, and I'm pretty
Vince
sure
is the
he
weird
grew up
guy.
to be gay because
Shout out
he
to
always
Vince.
wanted to do like.
Gay
I-
Vince.
Yeah, like I remember him asking.
Butt
me-
buddies.
No, I literally remember him. Like we were
Butt
playing at his
boys.
house one night,
Boys.
and
Special
and
butt
he
buddies.
asked me. He was
He
like,
was that kid.
"You want? Huh?
He was that kid.
He was that kid.
Yeah, go
he was
on,
the
go
kid
on,
who
go
was gay from a young age."
Go on, go on.
But anyway, so
Go on.
we were walking around the fucking like neighborhood one time, and there was this girl who lived like 3 blocks away, and he liked her a lot. But he knew, and I didn't know this at this point, but he knew that ding dong ditching was like a law that you weren't supposed to break.
Right.
Like it was a thing. Like if you do it, then you get in trouble. And I was really naive when I was little. And he was like, "Jake, I need you to do me a favor." And I was like, "Okay, what do you want?" Because we were riding around our bikes. And he was like, I need you to go to this house. I need you to ring the doorbell, and then ask if this girl's here." And I was like, "Okay."
And then I need you to shit on the stoop.
what do I do whenever, like, what do I do if she's there? And he's like, well, don't like, I don't know, just be like, hi. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say to her. Like, tell me what to say to her. And he's like, just say something. And then he like rode off on his bike and like hit around the street corner. And he was like watching me, like waiting. And he was like, come on. And I was like, fucking. And so I
you
go
did
up
it.
to the fucking. I've never met this girl in my life.
Right.
I have no fucking idea who she is. And I go up to the doorbell and I ring it and I wait. And then her mom comes to the door and I'm like, "Hi, can this girl like come out, or can I speak to this girl?" And she's like, "Yeah, just 1 second." And she's like, she like calls her name. She goes to get her, and then I panic. Like I start to
Right,
panic,
like,
and I'm like,
you're like,
"Oh,
oh,
what am I?
shit, what am I
What am I
doing?
gonna say?
The
What
moment
am I
is
gonna-
here.
Oh no!" And so I like, while they're gone, I'm like, I have to get out of here. And so I just get on my bike and I pedal really fast over to my friend, and he's like, "What did she say?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know. I got out of there before the door." And he's like, you just ding-dong ditched? And I was like, no, I didn't do that. What's that? And he's like, it's a thing you're not supposed to do. And I was like, why did you get me in trouble?
Cops are gonna come for you, man.
He was like, you're in trouble with the cops now. I was like, I don't want to
You're so fucked. You're so fucked.
You're gonna have to go out on the road now, Jake.
Yeah, I looked at him, I was like, I have to get home. And I like pedaled really fast back to my house and like hid in my room the rest of the day. I was like, I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. It was...
Meanwhile, that girl comes to the door, and it's like, hello?
Mom, are you crazy?
Hello?
There's no one here.
Sees these two kids, pedaling like the wind off in the distance.
One laughing, the other crying.
Call the police.
They ding dong ditched us.
I really hope your girlfriend calls and goes like, "That was you?
That was you? You motherfucker! It was
The
you!
police call the bank. It's like, I'm sorry, he was hiding in his room all day. We couldn't get a pin on him.
I think I love even more the idea that maybe like a cop is listening to this right now. He like picks up the phone. He's like, "We got it.
Finally! Years of searching. Finally, we can bring him to justice
with a confession and everything."
Do you remember the Elizabeth case? I've never forgotten it either.
This is the hardest time I've ever had as a cop.
It's time we close that shit.
15 years.
15 years!
Breaks it like the secret bottle of scotch. He's like, I've been waiting 15 years.
I
bought it the day we closed that case.
Got that bastard.
He's looking at the Facebook
Lights
page.
up
I'm
a
looking at
stogie.
you, Jake Sparkman. Or no, he gets the wrong name. Mitch Podcast.
That's right, yes. No! So that's my
the
weirdest
that's
thing
the
I've ever
weird
done.
one.
I can't think of one right now, so you guys keep going.
Okay. I got one.
I've lived a
got one.
fairly sheltered life, so this is actually kind of hard for me.
I don't
That's
know.
alright. That's alright.
I don't know if I've told this story yet on Work in Progress. So stop me if I have.
Is this about the Subway King again, Ian?
No, it is not about the Subway King. That is a great story. But that story has nothing to do with my
That's not the
weirdness.
weirdest thing
Yeah,
you've
no,
done. That's
that's-
the weirdest
yeah.
thing that
That
guy's
fucking
done.
guy, I hope.
I hope. I can only assume.
God help him if that's the tip of the iceberg.
Lord.
I mean,
No, okay, I was still living in Florida, so it was before middle school, sometime in elementary school. I don't fucking remember when. And I'm hanging out with a good friend of mine, one of my main besties, right? The inner circle.
the BFF, the biffle.
Yeah, exactly.
The me of your childhood.
That's right. That's right, buddy. And I'm over.
Aren't you the
I'm
you of
over
his
at his house, and doing general video
Yeah.
game and nonsense.
You're
and
jacking off in a
everything.
circle, you know what you do.
What did you do in elementary school?
I said I had a gay
I
friend.
think,
Leave me
you
alone.
I think you had a better weird story than the one that
Things I'm not willing to discuss.
you censored.
That wasn't weird. What are you talking about?
And I go into the restroom for the obvious reasons.
To poop?
And
What?
No.
To pee?
Which one? Which one? Number one.
I have to know. Was it number 3?
And I go there,
1, 2.
and there's a sock in the toilet.
What?
It's just a sock.
And I was like, hey, free socks.
It's like, sweet.
And it was such a weird moment for some fucking reason.
That's really surreal.
Like my childhood self is like, it's looking at it,
It's
and
like
it's
an
like,
Escher painting.
Trying to cut, like...
I have to use this toilet.
But there's a sock.
But I don't
There's
want
a
to pee on
sock
the
in this
sock.
toilet.
You can't use that toilet.
But I
There's a
can't
sock in
get the
it.
sock because it's in the toilet. And toilets are gross. And so I swear, for minutes, I'm looking at this sock and I'm like, I don't know.
What do I do?
What do I do? Like my childhood self can't compute this sock in the toilet. And so I just flushed it. I just standing there forever and I'm just like,
Couldn't have had a better idea.
and it just,
Was it like one of the ankle socks, or was it like a big, long sock?
it was one of the tube socks.
Oh,
like a
God.
serious
Oh,
sock.
God.
And it clogged the plumbing. And suddenly I see the water rising, and I'm like, that was not the correct choice. This was not
You
the
tried
right
to
made a
totally-
mistake. Oh,
I think I
God.
made a horrible
I
mistake.
mean, that was the whole of it. And his dad was super fucking pissed at me. He's like, why did you do that? And then I said, I don't know.
I didn't know what to do.
It was a sock.
It was a sock, and I needed to use it. He's like, why didn't you take it out? And I'm like, that's
Toilet
probably a
water's
good
gross.
idea.
Toilet sock.
Toilets are gross. And it didn't just fuck up the toilet. I guess it traveled far enough down the pipes
Oh, no.
that like
That,
none
like,
of the plumbing was working
Destroyed their
anymore.
entire
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I was mortified because his dad was kind of a douchebag anyway, and this time he had just cause to like be a douche at me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. The rest of it after that was a blur, and I'm pretty sure I went home pretty
A
soon
blur of
after.
anger.
I would have.
And I told my parents that on the way back, and they're like, "Why?"
I'm sorry.
Why wouldn't you just pull it out? Toilet sock!
I just don't
Why did you
understand.
flush a sock?
You don't understand.
And you're like little, so you can't verbalize why
Yeah,
it
you
was
can't quite
confusing.
say, and I don't
It's-
even know why I flushed it.
Yeah.
Except, it was a toilet sock. So that was one of the weirdest things I ever did. And
Yeah.
at least I can say it took me minutes. Like, it wasn't my instinct, like, oh,
Flush it. Yeah.
flush, get rid of.
It's
No,
literally.
Like, what
I
do
feel
I
like
do?
it's worse.
You
It's
tried to
worse
problem
than that.
solve it.
If you had just like instinctively done that, it could have just been like some weird impulse, just like flush. Oh no!
I thought it was.
He like had,
You literally deliberated that for
he
several
had like
minutes.
spreadsheets and
No,
shit.
no, no.
Like,
This is the right answer.
My spirit animal tells me to flush.
What is flushing the toilet, Alex?
You didn't like phone a friend. What do I do?
It was such a
Ask
moment
the audience.
of pure despair. Like the water goes down, it goes back to its normal level, and then it just kept going up. We're like, no,
oh no.
I have made the wrong choice.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Brief tangent. It would be absolutely horrifying to be stuck in a bathroom trying to poop with the Jeopardy song like being
Like,
piped in. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'd just be like, stop putting pressure on me. I can't.
No, you do that at like the sperm bank or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Pumping it through the
Infinite loop.
stages, like,
Just come on. There's dudes waiting.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go.
I'm
done.
gonna give you
I'm
big
done.
busty bitches back, and I'm gonna leave.
Well, Jake,
I'm
let's
gonna
see what you
keep
got
this
here.
one, and I'm out of
This
here.
is mine. What'd you say?
They check your answers at the end. Well, Jake, let's see what you wrote down.
He looks at the cup.
Hey, there's a little bit in here. Oh no, that's pee. Never mind.
Damn,
I'm
nervous.
sorry.
Damn.
We
You
were
were
looking
nervous.
for semen.
That was the correct answer.
What is semen?
Okay, so Brandon and Mitch, what do you guys got? Anything?
I go.
Tangents unrelated. Yeah, pulling stuff out of the toilet's weird. Like,
So I'm saying no. Brandon's got nothing. He's got nothing in the chamber.
like, I've had to take someone's phone out of the toilet before
I'm sorry. Why was that your job?
because
Well,
they
like
were a
someone ran out,
dumbass
it's
at
like,
college.
dude, I gotta pull in a solid right here.
No, it was
No
like
questions asked.
It starts
Promise me you'll
ringing.
do it.
I was at a dorm. It was like 12:30 at night. I go into the bathroom and there's toilet paper all over the floor.
Oh, like somebody's had a little poopy mess.
No. It was
Someone had a
clean
problem.
toilet paper. They just pulled it, wrung it out all over the damn floor.
Oh,
from
malicious intent.
from the
For a
toilet
3-year-old.
all the way to
Right.
the sink. I'm like, what
Isn't
the
it
fuck
the same
is
thing
this?
as that?
Yeah, right.
So I investigate.
You follow.
You're
follow
following
the trail
toilet
of
paper.
clues.
Where will it lead?
I get there and I'm like, what the fuck did they do? And I see a phone in the toilet. Like,
They were trying to get it out.
There's a phone.
no, like they gave up and didn't want to get it out because in
So
the
they
toilet,
threw
I
a
guess.
toilet paper rage.
So,
Wait, no. I think I know what
So
happened.
instead they left a trail saying, "Hey, don't flush this shit, bro." I think that was the idea.
Spelled out in toilet paper.
Why did they do that? There's clearly a phone in the
Maybe
toilet. It
what
was
they
an
were
iPhone.
trying to do was use so much toilet paper that all the water in the toilet bowl was absorbed.
Like they were trying to remove
so they
the
could
water
remove the phone.
Maybe.
in a dry environment.
Exactly. And that would save it.
It was clear water. It was
Yeah.
toilet water.
Yeah.
Like, why did they leave their phone in there? Well,
Did you take it out?
I did take it out because why is it in there? And I was like,
What if they
So
come
you
back
made the
for it?
correct decision.
I made the correct decision.
Flush it.
Wait,
Flush
so you didn't flush the phone?
I did not
I'm
flush the
so
phone.
Toilet phone.
now.
Toilet phone. Ew.
Just like I spent 30 seconds, a minute. I was just staring at what
What's
do
the
I
course
do?
of action here?
It's
You don't even have to pee anymore. You're just like,
No.
what do I?
It's an expensive phone.
How do
It's an
I
iPhone
approach-
3,
Like
I
it's
think,
not
or an
just,
iPhone
not
4 is
just
new.
some crappy
Flip phone. It was like a space phone. Like
Yeah.
space phone.
It was a space
with
phone.
a touch screen and shit.
Yeah, I was like, shit, I should get this out. Then I take it out and I'm like, well, Okay,
Man,
it's like
toilet water.
it's like 1 o'clock at night. You know, I took it out. I immediately washed my hands.
Yeah.
It's fucking toilet. It's
'Cause
a toilet
gross.
phone. It's a toilet phone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I live across the bathroom. I'll just write on a little sign outside the door.
Found toilet phone.
Found phone in bathroom.
Yeah.
Ask me what it is. Ask me what kind of phone
Ask
it
me
is.
if you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask me what it is and you'll get it back.
Yeah. So, 7 o'clock next morning. Hey, my phone. Like, yeah, sure. Here you go.
You didn't even address the
didn't
fact
even
that it was
ask,
in the
like,
toilet.
I did not ask. I did not ask.
No questions
Bro.
asked.
I
That's good, bro code.
also tried to contact them because their phone was dead. That phone was fucked.
Yeah.
Like it just
Yeah.
wasn't.
So, but I had an iPhone at the time, so I thought I'll just swap out shit and see if it'll work.
Oh, like a SIM card? Or
Yeah, like I took out the SIM card and I couldn't get that shit. I was like, who do I call?
Yeah. What do I do here?
Like, obviously their number's not going. I shouldn't call their mom or dad at night. So what the fuck do I do?
No, it's at
I was
that
like,
point
fuck
that you
it.
do call a parent. Because, like, your child was dumb enough to put their phone in the toilet,
But I didn't see
and
mom
I'm
or
taking it
dad.
I
away
found
from
your
them.
child's toilet phone.
I didn't see a mom or dad though. I saw like a Casey and like names. I just saw names. There was no like mom or dad.
Oh, so you did get it to work.
I got the SIM card to work.
Okay.
I was
So
like,
you had his contact info.
I don't know what the fuck to do, so I just like swapped them back, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. You're like, I can't do this.
Enjoy your broken
This
ass
is beyond
phone.
my ability.
Enjoy your wet phone.
This is beyond my science.
So is that the weirdest thing you've done? Pull the phone out of the toilet?
It's not, but I'm stalling because I couldn't think of one.
I've
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
dropped my phone in the toilet.
How do you
As well.
motherfuckers do this?
How do you do
Okay,
that?
okay. This
I
is
have-
this
Explain
is
to
the
me.
setup. Envision this with me.
Because I'm
Paint me a
racking
picture
my
with your
brain
words.
trying to figure out how people drop their phones in toilets
It'll
for
like-
years.
number
I'll tell you the
one,
quick
The way
version
I
how
did
I
it was
do
so
Yeah.
perfect, like just perfect fuck up. Really was. We've got like the toilet,
You put
right?
the wrong thing in the toilet.
And then
Yeah.
to the
Oh,
left
God.
of the toilet, you've got the sink because it's kind of a
Oh, it's
kind of a
one of
half
those,
bath.
yeah.
It's a small bathroom. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Toilet and then the sink counter next to it, right?
Was this when we lived in the apartments?
Yes, it was.
Okay, all right.
Yes, it was.
Because I know exactly what he's talking about now.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of an addendum after
Yeah.
the toilet bit. And I do my business and I go over to the sink and I set my phone down because I'm like.
He's done with his phone at that point. He
It's
doesn't
on
have
my
to play
cousin or
fucking
something.
schooled anymore.
And I set it down, where it was, of course, on the right side of the counter.
near the toilet.
I finish
I remember, 'cause
my
that's where the
hand
toothbrush
washing,
is.
I dry off, and then I go for the. No, wait, that was right. I went for the towel, and I swoop the phone. And like ploop, like straight in there, straight in the fucking toilet.
Seinfeld.
Did you do the
Seinfeld.
new like hands
And,
to the
and,
forehead
I'm standing there like, should I flush it? No.
thing? Ian confronts the monster from his childhood.
This time I sit here just out of pure shock, like, get it, phone in the toilet. And this was a good phone. I
Did it fall in
appreciated
slow-mo?
this phone.
A very decent phone.
And I, of course, fished it out, and it was never the same again.
No, it's not.
This was the phone that wouldn't stop taking pictures. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys.
wait, I remember.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
As long as the whatever the lock on the screen wasn't active, as long as it was unlocked, it would, whenever it felt like it,
Take a picture.
start to take pictures, and not just like, oh snap, it took one picture. Like it would take them forever. Like it would
embarrassing.
continuously take them forever. I
You had like
assume-
documentation of your entire life.
Exactly. And I'd
Flushed
I'd
down the
take a
toilet.
phone call, and apparently my phone at that point could still take pictures, even when it has a phone call. So I'm talking to people,
It's
and
got
I
like-
also picked up the sound off, so it's like. And I'm like, yes, what was that? And I've got like all these pictures of my hair and my ear and all of my room, and it wouldn't like.
You gotta
over
hope
and
every
over
time that
and
sound
over.
happens, they're swearing.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh
when
my
the
God.
person came to.
Can I just point out something for a second?
Go for it.
When I was in like second grade, I read a book. This is one of those stupid little details of your life that you shouldn't remember, but you do.
That you
Right.
read
Like the book Frindle that I remember.
I remember
I remember
Frindle.
that book.
It's a pen!
What the fuck?
There, I spoiled it for you.
It's a
So-
really good book.
So I
Oh,
read this
yeah.
book in like second grade or something, and it had like it was like a health book, and one of them was like,
course it was.
close the toilet seat or germs will get out. I was like, shit. I wasn't like a super panic, but like
They're all
the
over
first
me.
time I used the bathroom after that, I was like, oh, gotta put this down.
And it started to have
ever since then, I have put down the toilet seat. I am like the greatest boyfriend in the world.
No, dude.
Because seriously, every girlfriend I've had, like come out of the bathroom and they're like, you put the seat down. I'm like, I sure fucking do.
No,
otherwise germs will get out.
I know that feeling.
The pictures them crawling out.
When I was like 7 or 8, my stepdad at the time, I heard him talking to my mom, and it was just like one of those like fun facts that you learn in the fucking day or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he mentioned that bathrooms where the toilet seat isn't down, like with the not necessarily the seat but the cover, like where the cover isn't down, end up with like 12% more bacteria on the toothbrushes. And I remember hearing that being like, fucking ew. And ever since then, it's the same thing.
We have a well-maintained bathroom in this.
We really do. We really
because
do.
that toilet seat stays down.
It is girl-friendly up
but
there.
See, not only that, but it stops you from knocking your fucking phone in. So, years later, it comes back in handy.
To be fair, I had the seat down, just not the cover.
No, just do the whole package.
It's the whole thing.
If you're putting one seat down, you might as well just put both.
Yours is at least
It's
more
in the same
interesting than
place.
mine,
Yeah.
though, because I was just wearing a hoodie and I went to go pull my pants up and it just went. And
And you can't do anything about that.
into
there it just went, and I didn't even realize that. I went, oh. And then I took a step back and went, damn.
Yeah, like there's a moment where it's just like you feel the loss.
Uh-huh.
Like it's never going to be the same.
This is the end
It
for
has
that
gone
phone.
into the toilet. Literally and figuratively,
I've done that.
it is in the
Not
toilet.
the phone in the toilet, but in
Toilet net.
in high school gym class, I had my iPod in my shorts, and I like changed out of them. And then I was changing into my gym shorts, and I stepped on my shorts.
Oh.
You might remember this. I cracked the iPod screen to the point where you couldn't see anything on
Right.
it. And for months and months and months, I had the world's biggest iPod shuffle.
That's right.
Because I could still intuitively get it to the shuffle button on the iPod. It was like an iPod Classic with the screen and the wheel. and
Right,
everything.
yeah.
So I still had this iPod that could hold like 8,000 songs, but I couldn't pick any of them. So all I could do was just get to the shuffle button, and I just had a button to songs.
And hope for the
and
best.
definitely, the second I stepped on it, I was like, shit.
Yeah. Like,
Damn.
It was a miracle it still worked, frankly, because it wasn't one of those things where you just kind of like gingerly step on it. Like I just basically put all my
Like
weight
all
on
the
the
weight
weight.
You weren't even
Right on
looking.
there.
You're
Yeah.
just like, I'm stepping here.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
I
So,
do
yeah, that was-
remember that.
I've been in those shoes. But yeah, that was not fun.
Shitty shoes.
I'm telling a tale.
Yeah,
Go
what,
for it.
Is it the weirdest thing?
It's not the weirdest, but it's one of them.
All right, there you go.
It is a weird thing he has done.
It is a weird thing.
It wasn't even, I guess, that weird. I just find the story weird.
Okay.
So this is back in my tent theater days, where I was working like 40 to 50 hour weeks during very low pay summer, but it was fun. I got a lot like work experience out of it. So the thing I learned about if you're working tech in there, you have the best parties because
Right. I've heard this.
and it's a lot of fun. So my buddy Tyler was having this big party at his house. I got there like 5 minutes after it started, so it's basically just like 4 or 5 of us, and we're playing beer pong. And his house rule is if you don't make a single cup, you have to do a naked lap.
Nice.
Now he's teaming up with my now roommate and former at the time too, Whitey, and these two were way too good at the game.
I know you room with Whitey.
Yeah.
Go on.
So they were way too good at the game. So I got maybe like 2 shots.
Right.
Missed both. By that point, they had won. And so it's still like, really, really early in the day. So I'm just like, all right, fuck it, I'll do my naked lap. And they go, no, wait till people get here. And so I was like, whatever, I don't care.
That wasn't in the rules.
So like 2 or 3 hours later, I've had a couple beers in me, and I'm like, look, guys, I'm gonna go home probably in like an hour because it's like by this point it's maybe like I want to say like 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's getting late. I'm just gonna do my naked lap now. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I think they had forgotten about it because Tyler gave me this. He's like, oh, okay, yes. And I was like, all right,
That's right.
So I just the party was in his garage, which we had open just because there were so many people, and that got really warm in there. So that's the only source of air. So I go inside the house, ditch the clothes, walk outside very slowly, get the hand covering just one hand.
The business.
Oh yeah, and I'm walking, and I walk around, and before I left, I looked at Whitey. I'm like, hey, pour me a beer when I get out.
I'm gonna need it.
And he's just like, all right, because we had a keg that night too.
Nice.
So I'm walking around, and I'm walking. Like, I've seen people do them at this house, and they're like, ah, which is weird, but
Yeah, whatever.
They don't want to be
You
seen.
pace yourself.
So
on
I'm
the
just
naked lap.
enjoying the walk.
Right.
I'm like looking at the
This
stars.
is a nice night out.
It's
So
a fine breeze.
I walk in very slowly, like the garage sees, and it's not like whoa. It's very much just like, look at that.
Like they are all silent, just looking at you.
Yeah,
Like,
and then like I just kind of like rest against a car, just looking at Whitey.
Is your hand still over your business?
Yeah.
Oh.
Other hand is like resting against like
Yeah.
the head, and Whitey's back is to me because he's pouring a beer. I'm like, is that my beer? And he turns to me and he goes, yes, sir.
We meet again.
And he hands it to me and was like,
Thanks,
thank
buddy.
you. And I finished the lap, but I'm again walking. And then, when I finally make it back inside the house, they hear me go, very loudly. So I hang around for maybe like an hour later, put my clothes back on. The only clothes that aren't on are shoes because So we're hanging out, and then because it's like 3 a.m. now, and we're a rambunctious group.
Right.
We slowly see a woman walking across the street with 2 police officers.
Oh, good.
And
She being escorted.
yeah,
She was escorting
in this
them.
neighborhood.
She ding-dong ditched someone.
That was her.
She was paying the price.
She learned from you.
I saw her well. Yes.
So we see them coming, and we all start to shut up. And the host of our party, her name's Emily. She's just like, guys, shut up. I'm gonna go talk to them. I'm like, all right. So she walks up, and I'm sitting down at this moment, and she just walks up. She's like, yes, officers, can I help you? And the guy just goes, do you have any idea what time it is? And she's like, yes, I do. And she goes, no, just guess. And she's like, is it 3 a.m? He's like, yes, it is. You guys are being very, very loud. And we're like, we apologize. We are wrapping things up. And he goes, that's good. Also, your neighbor over here has a report of seeing nudity. And
You sink into the background.
You're like, no. Like, I'm
God.
sitting down. At this moment, I've been kind of like looking down at the ground since, she's been talking. And then she mentions that, and then this one thought is screaming in my head going, don't laugh. Do not laugh.
Feel it rising up from your diaphragm.
Well, I'm very much a hyena. I'm very much the hyena. Like, if I'm scared of something, I will, just start laughing.
Right.
So I'm just going, don't laugh. Don't even
Don't you
smile.
fucking laugh.
You fucking do it.
And so and it's yelling in my head, just don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. And a bunch of my friends know this, so they're all like,
I'm about to laugh themselves.
so she talks about him, and Emily being like, crack as a whip, she just goes, well, we're all clothed here, officer.
That's amazing.
Which made it even worse.
You must.
Take
There's
a look
no
around,
naked
sir.
people here.
Which made it even worse for me, because I'm like,
That was funny.
that's funny.
And so
You told him?
She talks them off. She's like, we're going to be quiet. And they're like, all right. And so they start to walk off. And I look at her, and she raises her like a finger against me, being like, no.
Don't.
And then finally, we hear like she's like, it's gone. And then you just hear this is the amount of time in it. They're going, and I'm just rolling in laughter. And it's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah.
that's top notch.
That's
fantastic.
fucking
So while it's not the weirdest thing I've done, 'cause I can't
that's a
think
good
of it,
story.
it's a good story.
That's good.
Oh, I guess it does have a weird epilogue. So apparently the next day,
There's more to this
it's very short.
horrible story.
I was
Oh my
working
God.
at. It's not horrible.
No, horrible isn't oh my God.
What was weird is one of my bosses who at a different theater was working with us for that show we were doing. Like, I was working for him in a different theater, but he came to work us on this one. So he was not at that party, and he just walks up and he's like, hey, naked boy!
Oh god.
And I just like, yeah.
How do
And then he
you
walks
know?
off and he smiles, and I'm just kind of like, who told you?
Was it like a creepy,
Who
like,
told?
I know you've been naked smile? Or was it like a, I called you a
It
weird
was more like a
naked smile?
but he looked at me and was like, you wouldn't just come up with that
Yeah, that's
by
not just-
pure random happenstance.
Yeah, you know.
He's like, hey, naked boy. He's like, what? Who'd you talk to?
How'd you hear that name?
What have you heard? Don't tell me.
All right, Andrew, the gavel falls on you.
All right, so I really could not think of the weirdest thing I've ever done.
Well, I mean, just a weird thing.
but
I marked
I
these Star
have
Wars
come up with
minis
something
today.
else,
Oh,
and you know this story well.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to do it. Gorman was there. This is one of the weirdest
course he
things that's
was.
ever happened to me.
Okay,
shit.
that's good
And
enough.
Oh, I
this
shouldn't tell
this
that
is
one.
the story of the bonfire.
Ah!
And if I have trouble remembering the details, you're here to assist me on this
Oh.
one. But this was a couple of years ago. I was in my second year at college at Missouri State this time. And it must have was it Justin that came up to us with this idea?
No,
Or
it was me.
was
Well,
it you?
Justin was the one who
All I
brought the
remember
idea.
is I don't remember the origin of what made us go do this.
Justin brought up the idea of a bonfire, and then I was like, wait, I can probably get us into one.
So
Yeah.
you knew where something was happening.
Yeah.
We have a reliable source telling us there's a bonfire going on
And you're
tonight.
like,
It was my
what, a
cousin.
bonfire.
Hell
It's
yeah.
my cousin.
We going to a bonfire party.
Right.
And
So-
it should be noted that this source she's my cousin, so she's part of my extended family, and my extended family love them to death. They're great people. They're all very, very kind. But
However,
they live
That
in
being
like
said-
southern ass Missouri,
like,
and like in the sticks, not the hills, but the sticks.
right.
And they know people who do live in the hills,
Ah.
where your nearest neighbor is like 2 miles away.
Uh-huh.
So, maybe not the least shady source, but
One of them.
Go ahead,
Degree
yeah.
of shade.
Yeah.
But we don't know that at the time, really. We're just like,
Yeah,
bonfire
I
party.
didn't tell them that.
Right.
Let's
right.
fucking do it.
You were not
Slipped your
privy to
mind.
this. You're just like, bonfire.
So
party.
we're following whoever's leading us to the bonfire, and we're driving way out of town. Like we're leaving Springfield and we're going a ways.
Keep looking around, you're like, wow.
After like 10 minutes, we're pretty far out. After like 20 minutes, we're getting really far out.
Like, really far.
Probably like 30, 35 minutes now. It's
Holy
pitch
shit.
black outside.
Yeah.
We're still driving.
We're-
and
we're
we're
on-
deep in the woods now.
Yeah,
gonna
it's
die.
literally one of those roads where there's no lights. The only
God.
lights are that you provide.
Yeah, and there's no one else on the road, so it's just us lighting the
It's
way.
like pitch black.
And
Yeah.
we're at this point, we're starting to get like, this is
Scared.
sketchy.
Yeah.
And the vivid detail I'll always remember is crossing a bridge over a body of water labeled Turn Back Creek.
Oh yeah! It was so good too, because right before it was me, him, and Justin, and we were all in there, and we're like, "This place is like horrible. There's no
place is
lights
kinda
here.
ominous.
These
There's, like,
forests are
squirrel
super
skulls
dark."
hanging from the side.
And I'm pretty sure someone made a comment like, "Yeah, this is how fucking horror movies start."
Yeah.
And like 2 seconds later, the headlights light up the sign, and it's just like, "Oh my god!"
It's really, God help us, we're all going to die tonight. I think I was even tweeting at this point. I was like, "This is my death note.
It's
Like,
right
this is-
here.
This is the last.
If
I'll
this
ever
tweet
read.
makes it, I'm gone.
I'm so fucking dead, guys. I'm gone." We finally pull up into this house in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's no houses around it. It's just this house. We pull up
Of course it is.
and we go inside. There's not a bonfire anywhere in sight, by the way.
No.
We're going into this house. and
It's
like,
the best part is the house is like a double wide essentially.
Uh-huh.
That it doesn't have wheels or anything, but it's like a mobile home that's not mobile. And next to it and behind it a little bit,
And there's-
like
wait,
this
wait, there's
big
just
old
one?
pond. Yeah, there's just one.
Oh, that's really sketchy.
One in the middle of fucking nowhere, and like the one clearing in these woods.
So these must have been like extended family members connected. To
I
to
believe
your
the person
source
who owned the
somehow.
house is the cousin of my mother.
So whoever it was, but they were like, "Oh yeah, that. We'll take you to it. You just got to walk out this way into the woods.
They tried to explain it to us,
What
and
the
like,
fuck?
you can get there. Something like, we're not gonna get there ourselves.
You're gonna fucking take
We're
us."
sending a guide with us.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh no, we'll take you to the bonfire. We just have to walk through the woods." And we're walking out, and they're like, "Oh, be quiet. There's mountain lions out here."
Wait, what?
What?
Like, for real?
And I'm tweeting again. I'm like, "No, serious guys, I'm so fucking fucked.
Someone's in the police.
It's all fucking over tonight,
There's
man."
this warm sensation
I want
creeping
it
down my
noted-
leg.
I want it noted. This was like the first like
What the
social
fuck?
event I'd gone to at Missouri State. I was like, "Yeah, let's go out tonight, guys. Let's go out and do something tonight." This was the choice.
That was it.
This
This was the cherry popper.
So we want to get through these dark ass woods.
Looking out
This guy's
for
like
mountain
this,
lions.
being really quiet because we're like,
Also-
apparently there's mountain lions out here.
He's leading us on a path, but it's literally the most quote unquote path you can have.
Right.
We're like
The bare
pushing
minimum
branches
for
out of
path.
the way,
Yeah, we
walking
did- we were
through
pushing-
trees.
Yeah.
You might have like forged it earlier that day.
Yeah,
We could
exactly.
have used a machete. I mean, like it would have been
Easily.
really nice.
But then you would have alerted the mountain lions.
Exactly.
So we're walking and walking, maybe
Anybody
like
hear a dying child?
8 to 10 minute walk, and we break into a clearing, and there it is.
The
The
bonfire?
most beautiful, tiny ass campfire with a pickup truck, 10 rednecks surrounding it, drinking beers and listening to country music. We have arrived, motherfuckers!
It's
You
at this point-
undersold it, Andrew.
And I've never, even though they're technically my family, I've never met any of these motherfuckers in my life.
Right.
I've met my cousin and her wife, and that's it.
okay.
And so this fucking guy I've never met, he leads us back here, and I see the campfire, I hear the fucking mountain lion stories, and then I see the truck with a cooler of beer, and
God.
the more people I've never met before. Two thoughts go through my head. The first one is, oh, I really let Andrew down. And the second one is, how'd they get the pickup truck back here?
The country music, it deters the
It
mountain
really
lions.
must.
That's the beautiful climax of
So,
that story. There's
how-
really nowhere else it goes from there.
Like, did you hang out? Like, I
We did, as a courtesy, we stuck around for like half an hour because we can't like get there and be like, no, take us back.
you take one look and you're like, no, take us back.
Rock bonfire.
And
So, in their defense, they were really kind. They were like, "Yeah, welcome guys,
They were
have
nice
some beer.
guys.
You know, let's talk."
Free
Right.
beer,
That's good.
campfire.
But not your scene.
But it
let's
was
say.
cold
Right.
because it was not a bonfire; it was a fire.
And it was apparently like someone's birthday. I don't remember whose it was, but someone there.
was
It
the
was their
fire's
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
The only person who
That's
managed to
nice.
salvage the night was Justin, who of course seeing a truck full of free beer immediately downed I think 12 of them in 30 minutes.
Yeah. He drank like a
And
motherfucker.
he was skipping gleefully back to the car when
He was
finally went back.
best friends with everybody there by the end
That
of it.
sounds like just.
He made
That's
the most of a
spectacular.
really, really dumb fucking night.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But we eventually
He
went
was
back.
looking for
The,
the
the,
mountain
the
lions.
way back was much less eventful than the way there.
It was.
It's just like
You
it
look
was.
back at the turn back.
And you're like,
we did.
We really did.
So yeah, I didn't do anything particularly weird, but that's easily one of the weirdest moments of my life.
Wow. I do seem to remember.
I still
Like
immediately remember the surreal moment of finally like arriving.
Oh,
and it's just
God.
like this fucking
Tiny
little-
fucking thing.
this
I
gathering.
It was
traveled
literally-
far, and
It was
what
literally
the
like
fuck?
For what?
the dinkiest campfire ever. It was like almost out too. They were like throwing logs on it, like, this will keep it
That
going.
was like hours and hours of my life. I consumed. It's
Oh my
just like,
god, that is
for what?
hilarious.
For what?
There was even a point where like I was like 15 minutes there. I was texting my cousin. I was like, "Dude, you have to get us out of here. Come on, man." And she's like, "What? Why? You guys want to leave so soon?" And I was like, "This.
Of
It's
course
just,
we fucking
we're
do.
not like this isn't really our scene or anything." She's like, "You're such a city boy," and I was like, "You're right. I am. I want
If that's what it takes to
We
get
were
me out of
expecting
here.
like a huge fire,
I am a
and
city boy.
dance music and hot ladies, and just like not this,
And no
mountain
mountain
lions.
lions. Not one to be heard for miles around.
That was never part of the deal.
Oh
There
my
was
God.
there was one drunk girl, I think that I remember it because it was one of the two times Justin was like next to me talking to me during the night because he was too busy like becoming great friends with everybody else.
Drinking everything
Yeah.
you can find.
And he was sitting next to me, and this girl comes over and she's like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm Jake. I think I'm related to that guy, and like he's like my mom's cousin or something." And she's like, "Oh, you're that Jake?" And I was like, "How the fuck do you know me?"
We heard about you.
These people have like seen me when I was like not even a toddler, like less than a
Teeny
year
tiny.
old, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Oh, you're this chick," and then she goes in this huge spiel to me and Justin about how like her boyfriend just left her, and
Oh my
she,
God.
it's not sad. She's just like telling a story.
She's just
and she's like,
talking
and
to you
then
for a
it's like segues into like her crazy partying she's been doing for like a month and a half. And I'm sitting there like, I feel like I would enjoy this if I knew you, but how did you know my name?
If we weren't here,
Oh my
and
god.
under just different circumstances.
Actually, no. I've gotten a response similar to that. I was. This is a fast one.
No, go
I went
ahead.
to a corn maze a couple weeks ago. I think I talked about it earlier.
Yes.
But a buddy of mine, Nick, was bringing like his new girlfriend, like to meet us all and to hang out. And her name's April. And April's very, very nice. I've recently founded her on Facebook. Shout out to you if you're watching this. And,
Shout out to April.
and he walks up to me, my buddy Nick, and he just goes, this. And he's like, "Oh, Mitch, by the way, this is April." And she goes, and I was wearing my like bandana.
Right.
And he goes, "You're the bald one, right?" And I went, "Why is that the first thing that he mentioned?"
You put your hand on your head and you're like, no.
No, this is
talking
my
about?
actual hair.
This reminds
See
me.
how I have a ponytail?
Oh, flowing in the wind.
I saw a guy come to
completely
Subway with
white
a rat tail. Oh my god.
Not even the younglings could survive.
Sometimes you forget you live in southern Missouri, but then the rat tail
There's some
shows up.
serious trashy people.
He
Trashy people that come
almost
into
didn't want to
Subway.
say it.
I almost did, but let's be honest. There's
It's
a lot
trashy.
of sketchy people in southern Missouri, and they
Yes.
like to eat some.
Oh yes. You reminded me because you said that someone introduced you to like their new girlfriend or whatever. There's been 3 times in my life where I've ever had to wingman. 2 of them got my the person I was wingmanning. Like 2 times I got them the girl's number.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Yes.
I am
And
Wingman.
then there's the one time I've ever failed, and it was me, Chris, and an old friend of ours named Ollie, who, when you first meet him, he's a really nice guy. He's just really, like, so smart that he's kind of, how best would you put it? I don't really know how. He doesn't seem very outgoing. He is very outgoing, he just doesn't seem like it.
I don't know, it's just it reminds me of people like that I hung out with in Scholar Bowl. I mean, very, very smart, but they seem to exist socially on a slightly different plane.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
they were less social, they were just like socialized
Yeah,
differently.
it's one of those things where it's like,
Alex.
yeah.
Alex is a whole other.
Oh,
is this the
man.
Alex?
Alex
Yeah,
truly
that's-
does
it's
exist
that
on his
Alex.
own
Yeah.
Alex exists in his own universe, and it's great.
So,
Me and Mark had the pleasure of meeting Alex and playing Dawn of War with
oh
him.
god,
He's a treat. He's a treat.
Oh my god.
And he was trash talking us the whole damn time, and me and Mark just
Yeah,
made
but it
this-
was Alex trash
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah,
It was like,
well, see, we had
not
just
very
met
good.
him,
Right.
so he's all like, "I'm so good at this."
so
and
you
me
guys
and-
thought it was like legitimate. I remember
yeah.
that.
Well,
You
me
were
and
like,
Mark
wow, that
made-
guy's kind of a douche.
Me and Mark made like
I can't
this
believe you
silent
like this
vow.
guy.
Well, like, because we were playing a 2v2. You were playing with Alex, and me and Mark just kind of had this silent look at each other, going like, "He will be the first to fall."
Dude, talk about a great guest. How awesome would it be to get Alex on here?
Totally.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
Find
Christ.
him
I-
first.
we have to discover his location and then see if we can get him in
Somewhere in the continental United States.
He'd,
So you were-
he'd be fantastic.
You were
Sorry.
saying.
You were saying.
wingmanning with-
Yeah, so I was wingmanning with
Who
Ollie,
were you
and it was
wingmanning?
I was wingmanning Ollie. Ollie wanted
Okay.
to. It was me, Chris, and Ollie, and I think we were waiting for people that never ended up
Musketeers.
showing up.
Right.
So it was one of those nights where we're like, we're gonna party, and it's just like 3 dudes, and you're like, well, we still had a good time.
3 dudes and a bottle of vodka.
And it was like at Mud Lounge or something, so it was like hipster central.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yes.
anyway, so Ollie like is sitting down, and he's like, I really wanna like. You guys think I can get a girl here tonight? And Chris is like, yeah, totally, man. And I didn't know Ollie very well, so I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I was like, because to me, he'd always been very recluse, very not necessarily shy, but sort of introverted. And I didn't know that he was very much the opposite. He like approached people all the fucking time. And Ollie's like, Jake, who do you think I should go after? And I was like, I don't fucking know.
That one.
That one. And he's like, all right, awesome. And so he like thinks about it for a minute, and like we just continue talking, whatever. And he's like, so Jake, do you want to wingman me with this girl? Because I don't really know how I want to approach it. And I was like,
Talk me up.
I mean,
I'm gonna need some support.
I can probably do it.
Do you know who that guy was?
Do you like have anything you want me to like drop or anything, or do you just want me to like just be like start the conversation?
Tell
so you
him
come
that
in
I'm a
later.
snake tamer.
and he was like, no, just get the conversation going. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a beer first. So we're out on the back patio, and she's like in this hallway that like
the bathroom.
back patio hallway, and then there's like the main lobby with like the bar and stuff. So I walked past her, and she was a really attractive woman. She had like back tattoo and fucking like short bangs and like dark hair, and just very attractive.
Wait, what was her
And
name?
I don't fucking remember. It's just- you're gonna know why I don't remember halfway through this. So I pass her and I get a beer, and I'm walking back, and I do the thing where you walk past and then you like stop, like you stutter step, and then you back up, and you're like, excuse me, excuse me, ma'am.
Right.
And I'm like, can you? I noticed you have a tattoo on your back shoulder here. Can you tell me what that's about? And I just like bullshit my way through this fucking
Just like it
conversation.
says, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. And thankfully, she wasn't like that. She was very open. She's like, "Oh, it means this and this."
She's
and
not like,
whatever.
"Go to hell."
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm trying so hard because it lasts for like 3.5 fucking minutes that I'm just talking to this girl, and I glance over sometimes, and I was just like looking, like waiting, and I'm like, calm the fuck on, man.
We should have developed a signal.
Yeah, I have like no interest in like she's with her friend, and I have like
You
no
keep
interest
saying
in either.
pineapple really loudly for
Yeah.
random reasons.
So do you like pineapple oil?
I hear they have great pineapple drinks at this bar. Pineapple!
He just stopped, like, he completely stopped, just staring at pineapple. Oh, pineapple.
Here, now,
Anyway,
pineapple.
so I spent an inordinate amount of time talking to this girl, and I'm literally about to give up and be like, you know, it's great talking to you all. I'll see you later. And then he like shows up and he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, fucking finally. And I'm like, oh, I was just talking to, and I forget her name, but I was like, I was talking to her about her.
Let's call
her
her
tattoo.
Felicity.
Felicity. Let's call her Felicity. I was talking to her about this, and this, and this, and he's like, oh, really? And, it was like, and he like segues into the conversation.
Nice.
But I'm still expected to be a part of it because like
stuck.
her friend has like she hasn't taken a liking to me, but like we were mid conversation.
Like,
when
right.
Ollie walked up.
Right.
So I was like still talking to her. He was talking to like
the girl he wanted, but they were talking to each other, and I was like, how do I get out of this? I really don't want to be here right now. I'm tired of talking to these bitches. And so
I need to escape.
And so like, there's literally
That's fun, isn't it?
the briefest lull in the world. Like, half a second, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go sit down for a little bit. Oh, you okay here? And I was like, and he's like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, all right, I'll see you later. And I go sit down, and I plop down. My beer is like almost empty now after 5 minutes. And Chris is like, how'd it go? And I was like, I fucking hate Wingman and Frawley, man. And he's like, oh, it can't be that bad. And ended up, Ollie came back like 10 minutes later. He sat down, and I was like, how'd it go, Ollie? And he's like, she was a bitch.
That's awesome.
What a hoe. That was the only time I failed him.
That's really funny. Well, I don't know if you failed, technically. It's just, maybe it just wasn't a good matchup.
Yeah, the situation was.
I like that.
I
That's
mean,
the
she
end
was
result.
a real
Yeah,
bitch.
she was a real
She
bitch.
was a bitch. That's fucking
The whole bag.
So I think it's a good place to wrap it. If you guys got any other things you want to note, anything to plug maybe at all? No.
I'm good.
I got a plug.
Oh, go.
I just posted their EP. I mentioned them at the top of the show too, but I'll mention them here. This band called Our Last Night is streaming their EP, their new EP called Oak Island in its entirety on YouTube. You can also buy it on iTunes. If you go to facebook.com/rockrelapse, I have the link on there. I don't know offhand what Our Last Night's Facebook page is, but I'm sure you can try it and find them if you want to. But just facebook.com/rockrelapse. The link is on there. You should check it out. It's a great EP.
Do you want to also note the other fucking band? What is it called?
Fucking thing.
The one you were playing, like X something.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so
I don't remember the name.
they're actually bound for a lot of big exposure this week because they're guest appearing on an Eminem track on the deluxe edition of his new album.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
But there's this band called X Ambassadors. The best I can describe them is maybe Imagine Dragons with a little less. What's that? Has anyone here really listened to Imagine Dragons with me?
Just the
Yeah,
one
really.
song.
They've got like a lot of.
The one song.
Yeah.
Just the one
I've heard the
song.
whole album.
It's maybe a slightly less like dynamic Imagine Dragons. Like all their songs are kind of like big and, and full of these effects and shit. And it's a little less in your face than that. There's
streamlined.
the vocal lighting. The vocals are really really good. The guy has a great falsetto. But it's this band called X Ambassadors. Their EP Love Songs, Drug Songs has been out for a while, and it's absolutely fantastic. 6 straight songs of solid gold. They're also guest appearing on Eminem's Wicked Ways on the deluxe edition of his new album.
Cool.
Highly, highly recommend checking them out. I've been listening to their EP nonstop all week, and that's including the fact that I've had a brand new Eminem CD to listen to, and they've been going blow for blow playtime.
Nice.
So it's really fantastic music. I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, Our Last Night and X Ambassadors, look both of those up. Definitely really good stuff.
All right.
I'm going to throw one more plug into, mentioned also earlier today, Shadowbound Episode 1. I'm going to post it on my page, and if it's cool with you,
Yeah, I'll put it in the
on
description as well.
our page, yes. So check it out.
Shadowbound episode 1. Brandon got something, I think.
Shout out to Jake's mom.
Shout out to Jake's mom!
God damn it! All right,
I think now we should.
No,
cut
we're
this
done
short.
here. We're done. I love my mom, but god damn it.
So do we!
We love you, Jake. She's
You
right.
motherfuckers. All right, as always, starting from my left, we have
Andrew.
Brandon.
Mitch.
and I'm Jake, your host, as always. We'll see you guys probably next week, maybe. I don't know. Rate, review on iTunes. Do it. Shut up. You don't know.